Happy Thumbs Gaming. Big show.
Hey everybody, it's Brian with Happy Thumbs Gaming. Today we've got another LEGO Marvel Avengers video for you. This one happens to be Hubba Bubba number 5, and we're going to take on Washington, D.C. Free Roam. That's right, we're going to collect all of the gold bricks. We're going to freely, as well as complete 2 races for vehicle tokens, and we're going to find all 10 character tokens scattered throughout the area. So, as per usual, we have sped the video up a little bit. We have removed all non-pertinent loading scenes and things like that. And we also have a ton of quick links down below in the video description for you. So if you're in a hurry to get a particular character token, or maybe you just need gold bricks, whatever the case is, go ahead and use those quick links down below to make your way through the level a lot faster. And even if you just played the level, use the quick links to get you through, and you might find something you don't remember doing. So once you're ready to get rolling, head to space and choose the American flag for Washington, D.C., and we'll get our parachute on and fall right down into the middle of one of our nation's most prominent capitals and spots for things like this. Pretty big tourist attraction, too, if I do say so. All right, to be honest, I've never actually been here, so we're going to go right past the waiting pool, and we're actually turning around and running all the way down behind the big Lincoln Memorial. Now, my note said behind Lincoln Memorial, but I thought it was actually referring to the actual Lincoln sitting in the memorial, which you can see there. And all right, so he's not there, so we'll make our way around the backside of the building. As we make our way around the back, you can see there is a shock panel here. We're going to go ahead and pump it up. This time we're going to use the Black Widow's charge sticks, and that's because we're actually going to need to go invisible here in a second too. So having the stealth ability available is certainly helpful. Now, of course, you could use Thor and switch to Black Widow or some other character with the stealth ability, but the important factor is you charge up that panel, walk inside the newly opened door, stand on the pressure sensitive switch, which gives us the target. We can pow it with our, I guess it's not a slingshot, it's some pistols, but once you get the target knocked off, we can go ahead and grab that gold brick. Now, okay, right around the side, we actually ran right by it. There's this little caged area in the back left corner, just on the left side of the Lincoln Memorial, and you're gonna see that there is this Captain America shield switch. So we're going to use our shield to spin that terminal around, and it actually opens up the door, giving us access inside. And once we're inside, it actually opens up the silver grates there and allows us to take out this gold statue. Now, once you take it out, you can actually see it removes one of the 4 power nodes going towards that chest out front. So we know that there are 4 total gold statues. And it turns out there are 2 on either side of the Lincoln Memorial. We're going to take out the more difficult ones first. We already got the one. Now we're making our way to the far right-hand corner, where we're going to see these 2 giant green handles. So we're going to pull out Ultron, Ultimate Ultron, and rip open the door with the green handles. You can use Hulk or many other big characters, of course, too. But once you get inside, you're going to need to melt that gold. So Ultimate Ultron works out good for both of those, and now we can also fly and melt the other 2. So look at that, power grid number 2 is down, only 2 left to go. All right, now we're going to make our way out towards the front of the Lincoln Memorial, and there's like this little pathway that leads up to both the right and the left side. One on either side is waiting for you, so go ahead and choose whichever side is closest or easiest for you, and then make it on over to the other side. And then we'll melt the 4th and final one over here, and it'll take that power node away and go ahead and open up that token chest. So, all right, look at that. And all right, so we're going to go ahead and make sure we grab that before moving on. Of course, there were some studs floating around, and you know me, I got to get them all. So, all right, we grabbed that character token. Happens to be for Captain America Sam Wilson edition. So that's very nice. And all right, so we're going to switch to a flying character, and we're actually going to take on one of the races of the area. And this one's actually right up top on the front side of the Lincoln Memorial, and it's a pretty simple one. You just simply need a flying character, and we'll go ahead, like I said, and use Thor and fly all the way through the memorial area. And it's actually, like I said, it's a pretty simple mission. I know that some of you are having troubles with the flying, and all I can say is try to stay away from the flying boost because that kind of gets a little squirrely on you, and I don't know how easy it is to control that. Now, next, there's also the ability, like the flying itself, it kind of almost flies itself. When you need to go up, it kind of goes up, and vice versa. When you need to go down, it kind of steers you down. So I recommend almost kind of letting it do most of the flying and steering for you, but you do have to do a little bit. All right, so we got that character token, and next we're going to slide on into the inner left side of the Lincoln Memorial, and we're going to find out that there are a couple of things going on in here. First of all, there's an agility wall here that we need the acrobat or agility ability to get up to, and we went ahead and flew up there, and we switched over to somebody who could spin on the old twirly pole. So we've got an agility character out. It happens to be the old Hawkeye, and we needed to place an arrow in that socket in the wall back there, and otherwise you won't be able to spin to win and flip that around. Now, this is pretty simple. Once you pull that socket down that you filled with the arrow, you actually have about 10 seconds to make your way up and over to the handheld and up top to grab that switch. Once you get it, it opens up the chest down below and gives you the character token for Diamondback, which Diamondback bikes were pretty awesome when I was a kid. I'm not really that familiar with Diamondback the superhero, or supervillain, I guess. It could be a bad guy. I don't know. Okay, right out in front of the Lincoln Memorial, there is another opportunity for a character token. It happens to be Captain Britain! And I love his outfit. It's like super, super cool. Very, very representative of the Britain nation. I guess it's, I don't know, Britain, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Quit making this a personal thing. All right, so basically we need to go around and find some items for him. They are a bunch of coffee mugs, and it looks like they all have the British flag on it. And luckily for us, there are a bunch of blips on our map that'll help us find these 5 coffee cups. So a couple of them are kind of tricky to find, and you know, I did not label these with quick links. You know, I suppose I probably could. If you guys are having trouble with them and you'd like me to do that, you know, I'm always open for suggestions or requests. So if this is one you're struggling with, let us know, and we might be able to get in here and add some quick links for all 5 of those. Otherwise, just follow along in the video or simply use the red blips on your compass there, and you will find them. Now, a couple of them, they seem like they're a lot further, or, you know, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. You'll see. But none of them appear to be in any crazy hard to find, you know, new areas or anything like that, because there are a couple of spots in this level that like that little passage you saw me in right there, that one's kind of tricky, and there's another secret area that we actually open up here in a minute too, but I don't think any of the coffee cups are hidden anywhere that secret, but there's one hiding behind the actual Lincoln statue right there too. So all right, and we still need one more. Where are you? Nope, it's not hiding inside that booth. I kind of thought it might have been, but then I looked at my compass again and realized, wait a minute, it's right over there, and it's flashing from inside the waiting pool. So we'll go ahead and stumble down into that, grab the 5th one, and once we get it, it actually gives us that silver arrow pointing back to where the mission started. We can go back and hand them on over to Captain Britain and get that coffee. Cup of joe for you, don't you know? All right, so we have a nice little conversation here. It's generally something that happens over a cup of coffee. And look at that, booyakashow, we got Captain Britain character token. All right, now next there's this information booth right over to, well, depending on which way you're looking, it could be the right or left side, but heading back towards the waiting pool from the Lincoln Memorial, it is on the left-hand side, and we notice that there is a gentleman inside in need of some mind control. So we're going to switch to the Vision, use him to butt slam some stuff in the corner, and then build up this switch which opens the door up and gives us access inside the information booth. We can then target this glass sonar object with our arrows, and look at that, we get it open and we grab that gold brick, and look at that, I keep forgetting to mention, watch out, they're dropping some little air biscuits on us. I'm not sure what's going on there, those little heart poofs. But all right, so Stan Lee, you've probably noticed him standing in the middle of the waiting pool, and he's on this kind of floating pallet, but there's a series of pallets to help him get out of there, but unfortunately there are some silver boxes blocking his pathway. So take out all 3 silver boxes and watch him hippa to the hoppa, and he just don't stoppa. And I didn't realize Stan Lee still could move like that, you know? I mean, for a 93-year-old man, holy cannoli. But we got a chance to freely, and of course, we get an extra gold brick for that as well. So if you're wondering why you're 1 gold brick short and you followed along with our quick links, that's probably why. You probably need to freely. All right, on the opposite side of the waiting pool that we've spent most of our time on, and again, depending on which way you're looking, there are these booths, and on one of the booths, there happens to be a grapple point. Simply use a character with a grappling ability to rip it open and get inside and grab that gold brick. All right, now we really need to head to the other side of the area, but I was just kind of double checking, and to be honest, that purple icon popped up, and I was kind of thinking that once you completed a race, that the purple icon for the race disappeared, but it doesn't. And luckily I did double back because all of a sudden this new mission popped up. This guy wasn't here just a minute ago, so must have been something regarding that gold brick on the opposite side here. But regardless, we now have Blazing Skull out here, and he's asking us for some help. He has been blamed for a series of fires started throughout the area and needs our help to put them out. So luckily, again for us, there are a couple of items flashing on our compass down there in the bottom left-hand corner, and we're simply just going to fly to those red blips and put out the fires with the character of your choice. Now, you can use Loki to, spray out the fires, or you could use somebody like Captain America or Sif. There's a handful of people that can put out some fires, so use your favorite fire preventative character? Preventing character? I don't know. I'll get it right one of these days. All right, so moving along, we find that there is another stack of fire. Stack of fire? God, I'm on a roll all of a sudden with my wording, huh? Over on the right-hand side, there is another plethora of fires, and we're going to go ahead and put those out too. As you saw, I tried to switch to my other character, Loki, but he was back in the waiting pool, simply waiting, just doing that. So we're going to go ahead and make our way to the other blip now. There it is, just on the other side of the main street, kind of right by where you started. And put all those guys out, and last but not least, the Blazing Skull. Oh, look at that. Oh, we've got a little clue. It's not the Blazing Skull that we see, it's somebody else. There's somebody else up to these shenanigans, so maybe we found the culprit here. And in fact, spoiler alert, yes we did, and we're about to find out who's been starting all of these fires. And any guesses who it might be? Yeah, I know who it is. All right, Blazing Skull, look out. We got one more fire to put out. All right, we did our job. We made Smokey the Bear happy, and now we're going to walk over and look at these two. Uh-oh, Human Torch. What? So apparently Human Torch has been going around trying to get us in trouble. And so looks like we helped solve a mystery here. And for doing that, we're actually going to get rewarded with a character token, which happens to be for the Blazing Skull. So after these two work out their problems here, we're going to go ahead and see that character grid pop up and that unlock symbol bust out. All right. So there we go. Another character added. Those lock symbols are kind of starting to disappear on us, huh? I know Manhattan has a tremendous amount of character tokens, and we'll get there soon enough. All right, making our way back down the way towards the actual Washington Monument. That's right, yeah. All right, so, yeah, we found this dude Nova standing on the side here, and he wants us to go ahead and help him out. All these guys want help, and I guess, hey, character tokens are pretty awesome. I guess we'll accept that as a solid payment. But in this particular case, Nova needs help taking out some of these kind of fake superheroes. They're kind of like fake crime fighters, so to speak. And maybe they're actual real bad guys that just aren't getting enough credit in the real world or something. But turns out that there are three different bad guys you have to take out. The first one has 4 hearts, and it's simply just another one of those dodge the initial attack and then kick him while he's down. And then guess what? We've got another mission, and this looks like Miss Marvel, perhaps, or a variation of her, maybe. And it may just be some, some person dressed up as. I guess that's probably what Nova was saying. But again, I was talking over him, and I didn't listen the first time I played it, so my bad. All right, last but not least, we've got this. Look at this. It's Nova. But it's not Nova. So again, perpetration happening here, and we're going to try to solve this. And 3 more hearts left. It's just got to get up close and give him the old cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. And booyakashow. Now we got to return back to Nova and talk to him. And it turns out he just gives us a character token and thanks us and sends us on our way. So look at that. It'd be great to have a clone to take care of all those little hero jobs. That's right. But when in doubt, call on us. We'll handle the business for you. All right, we got another race over here, and this one, you know, I actually recommend using a faster character, somebody who can move a little bit quicker. As you can see here, I end up flying and kind of doing like this water skipping flying motion, like I'm almost on the ground, but not quite, and I have to keep flying and taking off again and then landing again, and I highly recommend just use Quicksilver for this race. I know there's some other characters that people are enjoying. You know, a couple people have mentioned Hulk is a decent guy. He moves pretty fast, I guess. Plus, he can do the super jumps to climb up high. And I don't know. Everyone's going to have their own preference of who they like to race with, but I don't recommend flying in this particular one. It's a ground race, and you could probably do more damage with a character of a little bit quicker speed on the ground. And luckily for me, I do make it all the way, and just in the nick of time, I cross that finish line, and I get that Gyrocopter. That's right. Now we've got, look at that. We actually have quite a few of the character tokens. In fact, looks like there are only a handful left. Now notice there's nobody standing here in the middle of the picnic area. I only point that out because here in a minute we're going to return, and there's going to be a nice young gentleman standing there for us. And I don't know if it's because we completed this mission first, but we're going to go ahead and speak to Crystal, who has a pretty modern haircut for a older superhero. And I gotta admit, I kind of like it. Wifey, if you're listening, you might try this one out. The old sideways stripe with bangs look, you know? All right, so basically, Crystal tells us she wants a Hulk selfie. All these people caught up in this ridiculousness. Even social media has taken over on Lego games. That's kind of crazy, huh? But what we're going to do is flip all 4 of these weird, like, pump kind of fountain things. And it seems like maybe there's a pattern or something. She's kind of hinting at that you need to do it a certain way. I just simply went from one side to the other, and it worked just fine. Once they're all flipped, you can walk up to the circle and switch to the Hulkster and press the icon indicated. For us, it was Soikle. And look at that. He picks her up, flips her upside down, and takes a nice selfie. And she is pretty content with that, I guess. So, what? Then I'll just get another husband. Boy, I didn't realize husbands were just throwaway worthy these days. Just throw it in the gutter and go buy another. All right, notice now, back in the picnic area, there is a person here. It happens to be the Winter Soldier. We're going to speak to him, and then we're going to kind of go in this weird old-timey flashback, but he's kind of hallucinating. Something's not quite right with the Winter Soldier. I don't know if he's taking some medication or something, or, you know, eating some mushrooms perhaps. I don't know what's going on here, but there is certainly some hallucinating going on, and it starts off with a bunch of unicorns. Next, there are some weird ninja ballerinas we got to take out, and each one of these gives you a number of bad guys you got to take out. Kind of shows you popping above their head. At least in most of them it does. This one, it doesn't seem like it is. But here, eventually, I believe it does. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's a completely another one. But, all right. Eventually, we get through this whole thing. It's a segment. Oh, see, look. Now it's showing how many guys we got. 6 of 7, 7 of 7. So that's weird. The first couple of rounds, it didn't. Ooh, now we got some. We got some chickens. And now we got 10 chickens we need to take out. And I try to do some super awesome Hulk smashes, but it doesn't really work in my favor. And now we got a Captain America lookalike, maybe. Oh no, it's a bunch of more scallywags. All right, so we'll take these guys out, and then eventually we got this big black bear we got to take out. There he is. Look at that. Speak of the devil. And he's wearing a little Uncle Sam hat. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm sure there's some more to this. I've seen the Winter Soldier. I don't remember any weird unicorns or bears, so I'm not sure what's going on here. If you guys know anything about this, let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to kind of just be caught up and at least know what I witnessed anyways. But, all right, after the bear gets some serious dance lessons, he eventually forfeits his battle, and look at that. Dum Dum Duggan. I'm not sure who he is either. He must be somehow related to the early days of Bucky Barnes before he got turned into the Winter Soldier. I'm not sure. Again, before my time, I think. All right, but once completed, we actually get the Bucky Barnes Classic character token. So that certainly helps out. And all right, now last but not least in the middle of the street. Actually, it's not last but not least at all. We got lots to do. What am I talking about? we see this red circle, and we're going to go ahead and approach it, and all of a sudden we get rushed by the wizard. And the battle ensues, and again, it's just a matter of taking down all of his hearts, and it doesn't look like my rockets are doing much damage, so you got to get up close and personal. He does send in some minions to go ahead and help him out, but they are nothing more than a few ankle biters. Easy to take care of. Keep spamming that attack button, and keeping up as close as you can, of course. And eventually you'll make your way all the way down to the last heart, and he will kick down with that infamous character token. Cha 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 cha. All right, wizard is now officially ours. Thank you very much. All right, you may have noticed there is another information booth, and this one is a little bit different than the last one. Instead of just being a grappling hook and an easy peasy gold breezy, we actually have to do some work. So we're gonna hop up on top of the tallest little stand here, and we're gonna use Iron Man to go ahead and repair this switch. Once we repair the switch, we're gonna need, not only will flying help a little bit, and that's why you are not allowed to touch the ground once you flip the switch. So flip the switch and use a character with a flying ability, unless you are an amazing jumper. And flying character is going to certainly make this a little bit easier for you. As you can see, I'm kind of upsy-downsies until I get right where I need to be, and I drop right into the spot. And then the fourth and final one, is going to be right next to, and I don't think there's any specific order you need to do these in, but I did them in the tallest to shortest, I guess. But the door will eventually open, and booyah-ka-show! Grab that gold brick, and let's go ahead and head on towards the back. Now, if you notice on the compass on the bottom left here, we're actually flying, and we're getting really close to a couple of things, except for, wait a minute, where are they? They're not up above us, and they're not right in front of us, which means they must be underground. So we're actually going to smack each one of these flagpoles surrounding the Washington Monument. Now, truth be told, there are 23 of them in a circle around the monument, and then 2 more right on either side of the doorway there. So I use the Hulk to go ahead and smash my way around. I actually catch a good rhythm here in a minute where I'm just, chawing it up. But, there you go. There's a little bit of one there. And but for some reason, I end up missing one along the way. At least I think I did. Oh, no, I guess not. I do have all 23. I thought I only had 22. So at this point, I for some reason didn't see the 23, and I'm like looking around going, okay, I missed one, because I know there's those 2 in front of the doorway there. But I make my way all the way, in fact, I think I go all the way around one more time just to make sure. And I guess, on a positive note, it's not a complete waste of time, because you do get some studs, even though studs are pretty much, irrelevant. At least it's something to be positive about, right? All right, when you know you have all of them surrounding, go ahead and knock these last 2 right next to the door, 24 and 25, and watch the camera pan back. And ooh, it gives us a little hint over here at this information booth. It actually opens up a door for us, so we'll go ahead and check it out. Now, there's 2 information booths over here in this corner, or on this side, I should say. You're going to want to go towards the middleest one. That's right, the middleest. That doesn't make sense, but I said it. So, anyway, more towards the middle and not towards the end. But build up the pieces inside that you smash into a shield access terminal. Then you're going to want to successfully scan with a shield agent, which we used Captain America. And as we were rapidly trying to switch to a Hydra character, it actually did a little camera pan, kind of giving us a hint that, hey, buddy, you should use this scanner one more time with a Hydra character. So we did it. We took the advice. And all of a sudden, it says, scan complete. And look at that, it actually opens up the garage door for us. So we now have access into a whole new area. So we'll go ahead and make our way all the way down there. It did open that chest to the left of the, or to the right, my bad, of the old information booth there. But head on down the stairs, and we're going to go towards the left-hand side. And we actually find quite a few things over here. And we go all the way to the end. And we take a left, and we hear old Arnim Zola. Happens to be the classic version of him, and he needs us to handle a couple of things in here for him. And to be honest with you, I forgot what we need to do for him. I'm trying to read and talk at the same time, so bear with me here. But, we have to do some sort of a puzzle, I believe. It's over to the right here. And there we go. Yep, that's right. We got to do that. And this one was kind of confusing to me. Like there's some words that need to fit in, and really it's not that confusing. All you really need to do is all right. Well, first off, you need to smash the box over on the right-hand side or the computer terminal there, and build it up into a techno panel. Once you do, you actually have a couple of different options to do, and we're going to go with the top and the bottom one for the first one. Now, this is the one that kind of confused me. Now, it didn't confuse me because I didn't know which one was which. It was a matter of how do I get those ones over here? So I had to play with it. To be honest with you, I just got really lucky. I just kept pressing the button over and over again, moving it around. And you can see there's, clearly... There you go. So I guess maybe you have to click one of the areas to activate it, and then you go click on the word over to the right that matches with it. I don't know, because then that didn't make sense either. But anyhow, hopefully you'll get through it just as easy as I did. All I did was rapidly press the button. The next one, you have to spin around a couple of these pieces to complete a Hydra symbol there. And last but not least, you're going to want to use the left and the right ones. And although it gives you a red X and you think you failed, everything explodes. And Arnim Zola is like, wait a minute, what'd you do? What? Who now? What? He's got a what now? But, all right, so he's not that happy, but the good thing for us is we actually get character token number 9. And, yeah, come on, buddy, come on. So I probably should just go ahead and press the OK and skip these because we don't really listen to him speak anyways. But, anyway, we go ahead and grab the character token and we can move on to the next one, which happens to be gold brick number 5. And this one's really simple. You just have to use a big character or a strong character to go ahead and take out the cracked wall in the back. And then once you make it inside the room, there's a couple of pipes there you need to bust open. And from here, we're going to need to freeze the old side pieces here. So basically, there's the pipes that you broke kind of spewed out some water. And we're going to use Loki. I don't believe it matters which version, but the one you get for completing the story is the no helmet version. And we're going to go ahead and grab him. I guess maybe he could have been a free play character. No, because we didn't purchase him. We did not buy Loki. We had him. Must have been a story character. All right, once you freeze the water, it actually opens up one of the cells here, and a guy walks out, and it also gives us a timed switch. So make sure you go ahead and press the button just a little bit before it sneaks into the green lit area. And once you get it, it'll open the final cell, free the other guy that was locked up, and kick down with a gold brick as well. Right around the corner, we have another character token. It happens to be a scan spot. And we'll go ahead and use Black Widow to get our scan on. And once we get a successful scan, it reveals a switch here. And once we flip this switch, it's going to give us a couple of seconds to go ahead and get on that shield deflection pad. So we're going to switch to Captain America because we know he can hop on that pad and get his reflect on. Or deflect on, I guess. Either way works, I think, huh? And all right, so both of these laser beams aim right at us, and we're just going to simply redirect those up to the top and power up that node, which then drops the laser beam force field wall there. And we can get through and grab Miss Marvel Carol Danvers edition. That's right, it's the Carol Danvers edition. She must be like the alter ego, kind of like the Clark Kent to Superman kind of a thing. I guess I could have used a more appropriate... I could have used a Marvel character instead of a... Anyway, at least I knew. At least I recognized it, right, guys? All right, as we make our way back outside, if we were heading back out of here, we actually see these little bits glowing on the left side of the staircase. So we smash those, and we kind of look around, and oh, there's a Hydra. It looks like a toolbox right there that also has some glowy bits. So we'll do a butt slam and build up the remaining bricks into a speed boost pad, which we know Quicksilver can do good work with. So we'll mount on the old pad there and fire up the old meter, and look at that. He punes around the room and actually reveals a great... which we will go ahead and switch to the Vision, which we know now there's quite a few characters that actually have the great ability. So choose your favorite great ability character. That sounds funny. And slide on through. Once you're in there, switch to a character that can manipulate the black bricks or the cosmic bricks. We used Ultimate Ultron, and we'll go ahead and pick up that gold brick. Now, I actually get out of here and start making my way out, and then I realize, wait a minute, that's it. That's all the collectibles. And I'm going to go ahead and prove that to you here in just a hot second when I flip on to our menu here, and wait for it. There it is. Make sure you hit the old square button, or X, depending on your platform, to go ahead and flip to the area totals. You can see 7 to 7, 2 to 2, 10 to 10, and 1 to 1. Woohoo! Oh, to the yeah. Well, you know what this screen means. That's going to wrap it up for LEGO Marvel Avengers Hub number 5, Washington, D.C. free roam. And we knocked that one out pretty easy, pretty quick and easy anyways. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any requests, any comments, or maybe you're stuck on something, drop us a comment. And of course, you can do that by heading over to Facebook, Twitter, or simply leaving it down below. If you really like what we did here, if we helped you out a tremendous amount, click that subscribe button. It'll help us put content that we put out in the future right in front of you, so it's not as hard for you to find, and maybe we can help you out on future games or future levels too. So, all right, moving along, check out HappyThumbsGaming.com if you're bored, if you're ever sitting waiting for the bus, or maybe, I don't know, after practice or something, I don't know, whatever it is, check it out if you haven't already, and yeah, you'll find lots of stuff there, including trophy achievement guides and product and gaming reviews. So, all right, that's it for me. As always, until next time.